Hey folks! Today's video is the story about the time that I fell in love with a punk rock girl in the Czech Republic. Thanks to each and every one of you who voted under the community tab here on my YouTube channel for this one. The rest of those stories, they'll come soon enough. Now, I've been to the Czech Republic a few times, mostly for work, mostly selling merchandise for American bands. Like, I have silly little memories of sitting inside of a Sprinter bus on our way to our gig, and we're all tired, maybe hungover, and we're just sort of looking out the window, taking in the surroundings of this new culture, this new area that we're in. And I remember that entering, I think it would have been Prague, and hearing a voice from the back of the bus just say something like, "Dude, hot chicks in skirts on bikes." And then hearing from another section of the bus another guy voice kind of say as well, "Yeah." One thing you notice very quickly when entering the Czech Republic, after, of course, the beautiful architecture and the delicious beer. If you drink beer, you need to drink Czech beer. But one thing that is very easy to see is the Czech Republic has a lot of beautiful women in it. Many men that I have worked with and traveled there with have commented on this, but I can't lie. Even as a straight female, as I claim to be, I notice a lot of hot chicks in that country. But on this particular tour that was to take us, across Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, Netherlands, even Slovenia, and 2 days in the Czech Republic. This was a great tour with great guys that I love, and I pretty much consider family at this point. So like I said, we had 2 gigs in the Czech Republic, and lucky us, it would turn out that somebody involved with the Budweiser brewery was a fan of this old school band I was working for. Now, don't be confused if you're my American viewers or because I am an American here in Europe. I'm talking about the Budweiser beer from Budweis, Czech Republic, not that garbage from America. This is by far one of the tastiest beers I've had in my travels. So I'm flying high. I'm on a really cool tour with guys that always treated me with respect, thanked me for the work that I did, and always made my job a pleasure. I'm traveling around interesting countries and meeting interesting people. I'm always happy to get back to the Czech Republic. It is just beautiful. I need to plan a trip there in my private time. So me and my friends got a tour of the brewery. We saw how they brewed this delicious beer there in Czech Republic. And the people that gifted us with this epic experience were so cool. And they came to the little rock club where my band was playing that night, and I was going to be selling the t-shirts. The club was packed, and the Budweiser beer folks kept that beer flowing. It was a good time had by all. It was very loud, as little rock clubs can be when there's a concert going on. But I'm selling t-shirts and feeling like I'm amongst friends. This was just a good night. And then she appeared. From out of nowhere before me appeared this young lady. Head shaven on the sides except for some little pink fringe that kind of curled down, neon pink, and a neon pink mohawk. She had her eyes done beautifully, too much in like cat style with liquid eyeliner, and she plopped her backpack down on my merch booth, like where my price list was in my CDs. Normally this is a big no-no. But I was feeling great, flying high from this tour and the experiences I was having, and I just tried the friendly approach of pointing out that this is a merch table and I'm trying to sell t-shirts. Would you like to buy one? To which she looked at me and giggled and said something that sounded like... At this point, I'm looking at this beautiful little rainbow unicorn that has appeared before me and realizing she has a really cool shirt on. She has on a classic Misfits Fiend Skull shirt in a girly cut, but not the annoying kind of girly cut t-shirts that are too tight or, too short and you have to pull them down, but also not a men's cut, big and boxy. It was just perfect. And I'm an old school Misfits fan, and I'm a sucker for the Misfits Fiend Skull. And at this point, it's becoming really clear that we've got a bit of a communication problem. I attempted to communicate with her in both English and German because that had worked sometimes in the Czech Republic. But not this time. Nope. Every time I tried to talk to her, she very friendly in the way of her body language and her face and her giggles, just would look at me and respond to me with something again that sounded like... And her backpack is still sitting on my price list and my CDs, but she's freaking adorable. Communication just isn't working, and so she at one point does something like this to me. Just like wait, and she goes over to the bar. Backpack is still sitting on my merchandise, but she's cute. And the next thing I know, she's coming through this crowded bar, hands above her head, with shot glasses, with some kind of red liquid in it. She makes her way back to me and hands me what I can only describe as a really delicious cherry shot of something. She hands it to me and I take it. I'm like, what's this? But there's no time for me to say that because she's already cheersing her glass against my shot glass, throwing it back, at which point she's just in this crowded bar, direction the stage, which is packed with people, just giggles and goes, ah! Throws the shot glass over her head and bursts into the cutest little giggles I've ever heard. Just, ah! At this point, I am, of course, giggling my butt off, and this was delicious. No clue what it is, and so this turns into a conversation where I'm trying to talk to my girl. I don't even care about the backpack anymore, but I'm trying to talk to her, and she's just responding to me like it's nothing. But alas, one thing is true. Armstrong is always business first. I gotta sell this girl a t-shirt. That's what I'm doing here. So I grab a random dude I had sold a shirt to not long before this chick appeared out of nowhere and asked him to translate for me with this fine lady that had just given me a delicious shot. For one, I wanted to sell her shirt, and for two, I wanted to know what that cherry stuff was. And so I say to him, we've been talking, but we don't understand each other. Can you find out what she's been trying to say to me? And he kind of leans in close because, again, loud bar, concert, it's crowded and loud. And he comes back at me with, she wants to know what you're doing here. I explained to him, I'm the merch girl for Mucky Pup, and I'm selling t-shirts and CDs, and I was trying to tell her to move her backpack from my stuff, but she gave me shots, and she's sweet. And so he leaned in and I guess he just basically translated to her that I'm selling t-shirts, and I'm trying to get at, ask her if she wants a t-shirt, because I'm thinking she wants a t-shirt, but she has no clue who my band is. She has no clue who they are. She had no clue who I was and why I was there. But yet, wow, how cute is she? At this point, he explains to her that I love the shot, and so she just and runs to the bar again and comes back with 2 more of these cherry shots. And I'm thinking, I need to stop. I have to do numbers. I'm working, business first. Translator guy disappears into the crowd, and her and I are trying to talk, and at some point in our communication, because when you both don't speak the same language, you can communicate with people using your hands, using your feet. We get to this point where, she's pointing at my t-shirt, and she's and I'm like pointing at my t-shirt, which makes me turn around and look into my merchandise. I don't have it anymore. I sold it out. This is mine, and I love this shirt. But business first, right? But it's mine. So I'm trying to explain to her that I don't have this shirt anymore. I sold it out. And she's doing this, pointing to her t-shirt and pointing to my t-shirt. And I'm like, I think this chick is offering me her shirt for my shirt. I think that's what's going on here. And her shirt was really cool. And so I didn't want to be accused of doing awkward things in public bars. Again, I sought clarification on, you want to trade my shirt, your shirt, and she gave me a very positive, and it was clear, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And we traded shirts, and the crowd erupted in applause. It was like we had our own little concert going on at the merch booth. It was only a few seconds that this happened, but man, it was an epic memory I'll have forever. Like, I remember seeing somebody from the Budweiser brewery, like, yeah, woo! And she hung out for a while at the merch booth, as I handled a few customers here and there, and at some point started opening up her backpack and pulling out really random items, from socks to cotton underwear to books. And just like once in a while she would hold it and look at me and like I said, I'm, enjoying the atmosphere. It's too loud to really hold a conversation. I'm trying to, like, smile and nod and enjoy her too, but she was adorable. We didn't understand a word the other said, but we just kept at it. I love when that happens. Nonetheless, end of the night came, concert was over. That's the busiest time when you're a merch girl, is the end of the night, selling t-shirts. I noticed that she kind of blended in with the crowd away with some sort of average-looking guy. I kept looking out for her in between customers. At some point, I lost sight of her and the average guy. I remember when I tended to the last customer, sold the last t-shirt of the night, packed up my items, my money, everything, cleaned up my merch table, went into the backstage, and I remember, like, saying to one of my boys, I think one of them approached me as they usually did and asked me how my night was, and I looked a little dumbfounded, and I expressed, I think I just fell in love with a punk rock girl in the Czech Republic. And my boys right here, they always got my back, sweet boys that they are. And one of them said to me, Trucker, you gotta go find her. And I was like, I think she's gone already. I saw her with some average guy by the door. And one of the other guys was like, but there's an after party going on out there. Maybe she's still out there. And I was just like, I don't even know what I would do, but I kind of want to at least get her name. I didn't get her name. I remember one of my boys grabbed me by the arm and he took me right back out there to that after party, and we looked. And I was just like nervous. I was so nervous. I had never been in love with a female before, and I don't know if I ever will again. I remember saying to my guy friend, like, I really think I've fallen in love with this chick tonight, and I don't even know what I would do with her. And he was like something like, it doesn't matter, but you need to follow your heart. Boys can be really cute sometimes. Alas, we never found her. It would appear she left with the very average looking guy. I don't mean to judge, but I'm judging. My heart was a little broken at the end of the night. I felt a little bit like a jerk because I didn't even get her name. But it was such a magical experience. The hours of communication that we had. And just the soul that she was before me, I just thought was the cutest thing ever. And every time that I wear her t-shirt, I think about her. And I like to think, well, I hope she thinks about me when she wears my Mucky Pup t-shirt. Yeah, so that's the story about the time I fell in love with a punk rock girl in the Czech Republic. I want to thank you all for watching. Until we meet again, take care of yourself.